Welcome to HBD Sports. It's Monday, it's money, it's Clyde. We're gonna talk some wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
Yeah, baby, let's get it in. Let's roll it up and get it ready.
Get it in on a Monday. Liking the energy. You sounding like a redneck Run DMC, but I'm feeling the vibe, brother.
Yeah, I am a little combination of both. So, let's get this going, baby.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Last night was Fastlane, and I know you got to see most of the show because you was here. Even though it was a lot of madness going on, we kind of did take most of it in, and so we got a lot to touch on today. We're going to touch on Fastlane results. Got a little bit of Mark Henry news. Cedric Alexander had some interesting words over the weekend. Got another update on Anderson and Gallows for you guys, and lots of fun stuff today to hop into. We're going to play a little random wrestling knowledge with Clyde, and maybe a few more fun things. You ready to do it today, brother?
Yeah, let's get it rolling.
But before we hop into the topics, why don't you be so kind, brother, as to tell our audience what's going to happen if this podcast right here, HBD Sports, is lucky enough, if our podcast on our channel, HBD Sports, is lucky enough to reach 1,000 subscribers, brother. What's going to happen?
I'm going to have to take the guitar shot. I mean, is it coming from you? Is it coming from the great Kali, Thor, Thanos? I'm not sure where it's coming from.
You never know, brother.
You never know.
Yeah, I put some feelers out to, we don't want to have anybody that doesn't look the part do it. So right now I've got a friend reaching out to Big E, see if we can get a hold of we really just want to see this guitar shot laid in nice and clean, Even Elias would be nice, but no, we haven't confirmed anything with any of these wrestlers at all. We're just joking around on that. But we really are going to have Clyde take a guitar shot on camera at 1,000 subscribers. He don't know where it's coming from. It's going to be somewhere comedic. I might catch him walking up to the altar. I want to catch him in the most inopportune moment, so that's what's going to happen, brother. All right, so you ready to hop into some of this news for today?
Yeah, let's get it, baby. Let's get it.
Well, Fastlane, man. Did you? Before we hop into that, I guess we'll touch on a few little tidbits here. We've got a couple of things hanging out. I've kind of been wanting to get to. Did you hear about Mark Henry? When he passes away, he's going to donate his brain for CTE research.
Yeah, I did hear about that. And I mean, that's a really cool thing. I'm sure, unfortunately, he's had concussion issues from wrestling back when they used to do a lot of the chair shots to the head, so kudos to him for wanting to help even after he's gone, man. He's a class act guy, Mark Henry.
He definitely is, man. And I'm reading a couple of quotes from this article here, and this is on WrestlingNews.co. And here's a quote from Henry. I hope that people realize that this is something that is not weird. What would be hard, I think, would be what you just said. After someone nearly passes away, it's hard to ask their spouse for their brain for science. I am a donor. I hope that I can help somebody live if something tragically happened to me. This is another way that I'll be able to give back when I'm gone.
Yeah, that's just amazing, man. It doesn't surprise me coming from a high character guy like Mark Henry, though.
No, definitely not. I mean, he's been wrestling with WWE pretty much since 1996, and he was only 24 when he hopped into the business. So
yeah, he grew up like us, a huge fan. I heard I know from his documentary when he started with WWE, he was asking, "Can I meet Yokozuna?" Like a fan. And Vince is like, "Well, of course you can. You work here now."
You can meet them all, brother. You can meet them all. That's right. And so now we're gonna move into your favorite segment of the day, and it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be our Cedric Alexander news of the day.
Oh shit.
Have you heard this about Cedric Alexander?
No. Shoot,
over the weekend, Dash Wilder was tweeting out that they're on the main card, and he has a picture of the Fastlane match, the 3-way match between the Revival, Aleister Black and Ricochet, and Gable and Rude, and he put main card. And well, then Cedric Alexander responded on Twitter with "must be nice" and frowny face emoji.
Oh wow, yeah, maybe he was wanting to be part of that. I'm not sure, man. Sometimes when these guys start complaining, they get their pushes.
That's kind of funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe what the Revival did. You've seen all their tweets there forever, and next thing you know, they're tag team champions.
Yeah, and I can't believe this news right here. Here's some more news we're gonna segue into. WWE taking immediate steps to phase out Kurt Angle. Have you heard that news?
No. What's that all about? That's not very good news there.
I don't. This just broke shortly before we started recording this morning. It just says, just summarizing this right here, and then it says, for those wondering about his future with WWE, if he's not wrestling, as per a company source, the plan has been to extend Kurt with another contract where he would be transitioned into a backstage agent type role.
Oh, okay. Now I can get behind that. I'm glad that's actually good news. Yeah.
And this article is on ringsidenews.com, and I'm just kind of scrolling through and glazing through, giving you guys all the juicy details, brother. But it says it was also noted that some in the company feel that WWE botched Angle's return as well. He should have become an in-ring performer before retiring to accept his role as an authority figure, obviously. And the company did that in reverse order, it says.
Yeah, they've been kind of running cold with Kurt, and I don't want to see him get hurt in there. He, even the way he moves now, he's still just as good as any of them, but he's getting up there a little bit in age.
Yeah, he's had a lot of surgeries too over the years, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. His knees, man. You can tell there's something going on with his knees. So it's kind of good news, Kurt as an agent could do an amazing job. I mean, sit down with Kurt Angle and go over your matches. Couldn't ask for a better wrestler.
No, I agree. I think if they can transition him to a backstage role, kind of hold on to him, I still think that would be good. But yeah, it's kind of time for him to hang him up, Yeah, I agree with that. I don't want to see the guy get hurt in the ring. And it's been beautiful, like seeing him make this Twilight run with WWE, and I'm just kind of glad we've got to see it though, at least,
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm a huge fan of Kurt Angle.
And we'll touch on this a little more like we did yesterday here. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson have reportedly turned down a lucrative offer from WWE, but just how much were they leaving on the table to pursue creative satisfaction? How much money do you think they're leaving on the table, brother? I wonder what's going on here with them.
Yeah, maybe 500,000, maybe a little bit more than that. I think those guys are gone though. Well, Gone.
Gone, brother. Well, according to PWInsider.com, the duo was offered quite a lucrative deal to stay. However, it appears that the money on the table just wouldn't satisfy their creative frustrations. It's reported that the team were offered a 5-year offer, and that if you factor in WWE offering its talent raises, it would mean the offer ranged in the multi-millions of dollars when accumulated.
Yeah, I can see that, but AEW might offer them even more and have them as maybe the face of the. I don't know about that. The Young Bucks are definitely going to be the face of the tag team division. Maybe they'll go back to New Japan. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough.
Well, AEW will need more than one tag team. I mean, what's the Young Bucks going to do? Thumb wrestle themselves? I mean,
yeah, that would probably be good wrestling.
No, it would be good wrestling, brother. It would be. And so I guess now we'll hop into this is my favorite segment of the day, and I know it's your favorite segment of the day. And what do we usually call this segment, dude? I know it's like your favorite segment of the day. We call it Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Are you ready to play it, brother?
Yeah, let's get it rolling, man.
All right, here's what we do every day. Audience, feel free to play along at home. We're going to ask this man 3 random wrestling questions. He has no idea what's coming with them. After we do this, we're going to hop into some Fastlane recap and a couple of WrestleMania matches that we kind of have already set in stone. But for right now, we're going to hop into this game show segment. And so without further ado, we'll hop in. Here's question number 1. We're going to touch on 3 gentlemen who you are pretty familiar with, but let's just see how familiar you are. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Kofi Kingston has done, everything in his career, but how many times has he won the Intercontinental Championship? Question 1. How many times has Kofi Kingston won the Intercontinental Championship?
I feel like he's won it at least once.
So I mean, you have to be like final answer when you...
Yeah, I'm going to go with 1.
Then you say final answer.
Final answer.
One time, Mr. Producer Man, show me once. So close, brother. Nice. Kofi Kingston has won the Intercontinental Championship 4 times.
Good Lord. Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm actually okay to be wrong on that. I like to hear that.
Yeah. You don't know. You're supposed to be like the biggest New Day fan in the world, dude. What is going on here, brother? All right. Question number two. What is Xavier Woods' real name?
Oh, let's see. Oh man, I know this one. Hold on. I can't remember, Dave. Final answer.
Shooting that to the. Let's see here, Mr. Producer Man. Show me. I can't remember Dave. No, you should have just took a guess at it. I mean, that's better than I can't remember Dave. It was Austin Watson. Xavier Woods' real name is Austin Watson, though. But you're not as sharp today. But I can understand, brother. You was kind of on a bender last night there, so I can kind of understand that. Call you Ginger the Mind Bender.
Yeah, I had a little too much wine yesterday.
All right, question number 3, brother. That's all right, though. I appreciate you making it in for the show. You was dragging me through Friday. I was dragging you through Thursday. Now we're back to me grabbing you by the bootstraps and pulling you through the show. But it's all good, brother. That's how we do it here. Okay. Question number 3. Are you ready?
Shoot, ready to go.
All right. Where was Big E born? What city and state was Big E born? Where's he from, brother?
I'm going to say Tampa Bay, Florida.
All right. And you're supposed to, like, when you're supposed to say, like, Tampa, Florida, final. You know how you're supposed to say, final answer.
Tampa, Florida, final answer.
There you go, brother. There you go. Mr. Producer Man, show me Tampa, Florida, final answer.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Take it.
Good one, brother. Good one. Good one there, dude.
And Big E will be in his hometown next year for WrestleMania.
That'll have to be special for him, huh?
Yeah, I hope so, man.
I wonder if they'll have a big match for the New Day, or if they're broken up by then. If there's all solo competitors, I wonder if they'll have big plans for Big E next year, brother.
They should. I mean, I think all 3 of these guys could be a world champion. That's just my opinion, though. Might get some heat back for that, but
yeah,
we'll see.
So thanks for playing the show today, brother. I hope you guys did well at home, audience. Also, feel free to send us questions for Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Like, help us stump Clyde here. Shoot us questions in the comments. Feel free to leave them on Facebook and any of our Facebook groups, which Clyde will plug at the end of the show. And yeah, we're happy to interact with you guys. Feel free to leave us some stuff to put on there, brother. But what was it, like Sunday afternoon or Monday? I don't know. Was you in the airport or something? You was leaving from my house from our party, and you ran into Paul Heyman. Is that correct?
Yeah. We had a little interaction there, the international.
And what you did catch some of it on get the audio of it though, right?
Yes, sir.
I know you got the video of it because I know you got like a nice iPhone, but Paul Heyman had a few words for you, and yeah, guys. So I guess we're gonna play it on the air now. We're gonna share that. Here's what Paul Heyman had to say to Clyde and about Clyde here from our show.
Publicist and no one wants to take accountability for a schmuck that's gonna sit there and interview me on an iPhone like I'm a 5-year-old. No, please go ahead. Hi, Mr. Heyman. How are you today? I'm the schmuck that came in with an iPhone. Have a nice day.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
So evidently he's not feeling the show. He's not feeling the equipment you're using, brother. We really need to get creative and get the budget increased on this show.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, even catering needs to get up to power.
Yeah. Catering was not. I'd be happy if we could just get a couple of little Caesar's pizzas or something backstage. Not.
Yeah, some Fago or something. That'd be fine.
Catering last week was 1 bottle of water and 2 little packages of Ronald McDonald cookies from Happy Meals.
Yeah, that was it. And they told us take it or leave it, brother.
Yeah, we had to share a bottle of water.
Yeah, cut the cookies in half.
Yeah, we're running on a bare bones budget around here. That's all right, brother. We're gonna keep churning them out, brother. So,
right.
I guess we can hop into this. I know last night was Fastlane, and we was kind of wanting to review the show and talk about some of the results and some of our thoughts on it. And now we can kind of start to paint the picture for WrestleMania a little better too. We can hop into that. How's that sound to you, brother?
Yeah, let's get it rolling.
Let's get it in. So the first, what was the first real match on Fastlane? We can skip the pre-show stuff. The first match was it the Usos and the Usos against Shane McMahon and The Miz? Is that right?
I feel like that was the first kind of real, on the main show match.
So that's what we'll hop into first. And how did you like that match overall? And how did you feel about the end of it, where like McMahon turned on The Miz and just kind of went ballistic on him?
I actually, man, yesterday's podcast we talked about it. I seen that coming because I feel like it's a WrestleMania quality match, Shane versus The Miz, and the Usos, man, to me are a top 3 tag team in the last 10 years. So I was glad to see them retain. But overall, I liked it, man. You know, I like Shane. We're going to get a heel Shane, and he plays the heel just as good as he does the face.
Yeah, I think it was well played, the whole Miz and Shane angle. I just really like seeing them team up, and I know they was kind of leading this WrestleMania match all along. We was like the horses, and they was just leading us to water, brother. But I still really enjoyed seeing them guys together, and you know, part of me kind of wanted to see the show keep going on. You know what I mean? I hate to see the band break up, brother. But yeah, I think it's going to be a wonderful WrestleMania match, and I can't wait to see it. So we want to move on to the next match here. We got Asuka. She defeated Mandy Rose by pinfall to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship, and at the end of that match, it seemed like there was a little bit of drama too, huh?
Oh yeah, man, I love that too. You know, a lot of people complain about the current product that they rush everything. But one thing they've been doing is this slow build to this breakup of Sonya Deville and Mandy. I love the way they're doing it. I mean, it's been going on for 2 years. I think it was at the first Rumble when one or the other cost the other the match. And I love it, man. Nice slow build. You don't see it very much in wrestling anymore.
So you think eventually they're going to split and they're going to have some kind of like a match to kind of, you know, cap all this off? It's like a climax to this partnership. We
might end up getting a 3-way match at WrestleMania, or they might go one-on-one. But I think the split's coming, but who knows? I felt like the split was coming for years now. Like I said, kudos to WWE because I know they get a billion complaints, but I like this slow build.
Yeah, well said, brother. We both like to see the stories told, and you know, I'm a fan of everything, like inside the ring, outside the ring, and I really do like to see this, like you said, the slow build, brother. Sometimes that's nice as opposed to some of these storylines that seem thrown together. So kudos to WWE for kind of playing this out right, you know. Okay, you want to move on here? We got the bar. Well, first I guess we'll hop into the segment that happened before that. So I guess Vince called Kofi back to his office. He had been looking for him throughout the show, supposedly, and he went on to tell him that, you know, hey, we're adding you to the match. It's going to be a 3-way match, and you got to hurry on out to the ring because it starts right now, right?
Yeah, that was a total setup right there.
And so what ended up happening when Kofi got to the ring?
Oh, he had to face the bar by himself, and it was pretty much a mugging. But, you know, I know a lot of people didn't enjoy it. But I kind of see what Vince is doing. I think we're still going to get Kofi Mania. They're using all this just to make him a bigger hero.
That's right, brother. It's Vince giving us what we want by not giving us what we want. That's what I think so,
exactly.
Too. And I'll change my stance if we don't get Kofi and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. But that's kind of what I've been thinking we're going to get all along. And so until we don't get it, I'm going to agree with you, brother. That's what's going on. And it was a kind of a cool angle, though, because just for a moment, I was kind of fooled. I was like, are they doing that now? But then I was thinking it's awful early in the show to be having this big of a match. You know, if that was really going to happen, they would probably wait and hold off till towards the end of the card for something like that, you know?
Yeah, it was used to get Kofi more sympathy and make him a bigger hero. And just a side note, this could be leading to the New Day turning heel also, but I kind of hope that doesn't happen because I kind of feel like Kofi going heel might take him further away from being the WWE champion.
Yeah, well said, well said. It could lead one of 3 ways: either make the New Day stronger and remain as faces, or it could, you know, lead them to turn heel, or this kind of friction and all this, you know, this stuff that's going on could lead them to break up, and Kofi still stay, you know, as a face and still end up somehow attaining the title, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting storyline.
Yeah, there is lots of ways they could play it. Yeah, I'm liking this one as well.
Yeah, this is good storytelling so far.
And so after that match, we had one which I know was your favorite match. We had the Revival took on Aleister Black and Ricochet, and the robed ones, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. And I know you're a big fan of the robes, brother.
Oh, man. I'd say I can't stand them guys wearing them robes, man.
In the triple threat match, I hate it when your computer's like, you got updates. I'm like, not now. You know, can we hold on?
You said something about them robes, man. It got upset.
I know you're a fan of the robes.
No, Dude, it's the opposite.
And so in this match, I thought it was a good match because the three-way element made it to where, like no one really has to get buried, and no one really has to come out looking bad in this match. But I told you as the match was starting that unfortunately that Chad Gable was going to take the pin no matter who won, didn't I?
Yeah, and that really kills me because I think he, as far as pure wrestling, he was the best pure wrestler in that ring. I want to see him ditch the robes and split the team up. I would like to see Gable just annihilate Bobby Roode.
I think that Gable was the best all-around wrestler in the ring last night. Like, if we're just talking about total complete package, like all the skills in the ring. Now, if we're talking about complete package, the look, the mic skills, everything in and out of the ring, I'm not putting Gable at the top. But Gable is, man, he's awesome. But I just knew he was going to take that pin last night. I just seen it coming,
Yeah, he reminds me of like a little pit bulldog, man. I really enjoy him, and I'd like to see him by himself.
And the thing about Ricochet and Black, I just couldn't see them winning the match because the Revival, because you don't know what show they're going to be on really right now. They haven't really settled into a show, and I know everybody's going to be swapping around a little more here and there from now on out. But I just couldn't see them winning the match, and I unfortunately couldn't see my man Rude winning the match either. So I just kind of knew. I just kind of knew that the match was going.
He hurt my ears with that garbage.
I couldn't see the robed ones winning either. So I kind of figured the Revival would retain the titles in the end, but it was still a very entertaining match.
I wish they'd get rid of these robes, man. If you're wearing a robe, you better be main eventing and winning world titles, man. I don't like this robe.
How can you not be a fan of the robes, brother? You love 80s era wrestling. You got to like the robes. We're going to take a poll. We're going to take a poll today. And please tell us, audience, if you're listening, I hate to be the guy, but can you please tell us in the comments, robes or no robes? What do you think? Are they 80s era only? If you're not Ric Flair or Charlotte Flair or Macho Man, can you just not wear a robe? Or can any schmuck throw a robe on? What do you think? Let us know in the comments.
I feel like if these guys were dominating the tag team division all the time, maybe it just don't look right to me, man. I see Ric Flair when I see the robe, man.
All right, so we'll move on from the robes. I'm sure that people are tired of hearing our robe rants, but I'm pro robe. He's anti robe, and I guess we'll just see what the audience thinks, brother. Samoa Joe in the next match defeated Andrade, Rey Mysterio, and R-Truth in a fatal four-way match to retain the United States Championship, and wasn't really a surprise finish, I guess, but man, I kind of hate the way they're using Andrade, man. I really liked watching him in NXT, and I feel like the guy has some potential, and I'd like to see him get some kind of push or maybe just get in some kind of different situation that's a little better for him,
Yeah, I'd like to see Rey Mysterio push him out of the ring.
So you're not a fan of the way they're using Rey right now, and how long is this Rey contract? Do you know how long he's going to be with the company? I know he'd just been kind of signing like short deals everywhere he's gone recently.
Yeah, it could be a short deal because we've been seeing him doing the honors a lot, losing a lot clean, and he was a part of All In. He had that real cool Wolverine outfit he had made for All In. So who knows? Maybe he'll go to AEW also.
Yeah, man, looking like a lion or a cheetah.
Yeah, he's one of the best ever, man. I hate seeing him in there losing. These guys.
Yeah, I mean he got put to sleep last night by Samoa Joe, man, and that was a little surprising to me also.
I tell you, I'm a big fan of Samoa Joe too, and I like Andrade too. So I ain't hating on him like that. But them robes, man. And
for one, the robes are cool, and for two, my closing thought is don't say his name if you can't say it right, brother. It's Andrade Cien Almas. It's very easy to say, brother. Rolls off the tongue. All right, so the final match, or the final match. Look, we've got several more matches to get into, but the next match was the Boston Hug Connection defeated Nia Jax and Tamina by pinfall submission to retain the Women's Tag Team Championship. What do you think about that?
Seen it coming a mile away, brother. The Boston Hug, I'm with you. We discussed this off the air. They're probably going to have this could get into over a year or more, I think, with those titles.
I think it's going to be a minimum of 200 days. That's just my guess.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, and I really believe there's some truth to the dream match, Lita and Trish versus those two at Mania.
Yeah, and so, like, where did you hear, which back alley was you smoking crack in and happened to hear this news? No, all joking aside, seriously, where did you hear that news at? And that is awesome news, and I hope that happens.
Well, first of all, I've never tried crack. I read it somewhere, man. I can't remember where, but it makes sense for sure, WrestleMania. And I I know that those are like heroes for Bailey and Sasha. And they wrestled not that long ago, so there could be some truth to this one.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be beautiful, and I hope that does happen at WrestleMania. And I just don't see their title run coming to any kind of like early halt or anything, barring an injury, because they're the first ever women's champions, and when you unveil and do something for the first time, whoever you give it to the first time, you want them to kind of be like the iconic team that kind of set in stone and like the pioneers, and so you want to have them, they're going to have some kind of solid run here that people can look back on in history and be like, man, we want to be like the Boston Hug Connection, to where they're mentioned by future generations of women's wrestlers. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm on board with it. They definitely earned it, deserve it, and everything. And it could be one of them deals like, remember how Demolition held the record forever. I think it was over 300 days. It could be something like that. it could be 10 years before somebody breaks it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll move on here, brother. And our favorite match of the night was Daniel Bryan taking on Kofi. I'm sorry. No. It actually ended up being a triple threat match, but it was Daniel Bryan against Kevin Owens and Mustafa Ali in a triple threat match. And what did you think about that, brother?
I enjoyed it. I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm a big Kevin Owens fan, but I think the match could have been really special if it had just been Daniel and Ali one-on-one. I loved the match. I was happy to see Daniel come out on top.
I think a Daniel Bryan and Mustafa Ali match would be good. But I really like seeing the three-way match, and I kind of went back and watched it again after you left last night, after all the madness, when I could watch it with a clear eye for a moment. And and man, Daniel and KO was laying them in on each other, man. And they had some nice, snug, crisp moves, and the power bombs on the apron. And then I think I'm just saying all three of them made for an interesting element, made a great match. What was the moves they was doing on the apron there? Was with Ali and Daniel Bryan there on the apron? That was a awesome exchange.
Oh, yeah, you talking about that little flip he did? Yeah, that was something else, man.
Yeah, what was that, a springboard? What do you call the move there?
Maybe a springboard plancher or something. And then Bryan caught him in midair with that knee, man. That was awesome.
That knee was vicious. And I did, from the first initial camera angle it showed on the show, I couldn't really tell what happened. It almost just looked like a cluster. But then when it showed it from that back camera angle on the replay, it was beautifully executed.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan's he's a true tactician.
So no surprise there, though. Daniel Bryan went on to win the match. At least to me, it wasn't a surprise because I think they're building to this Daniel Bryan Kofi Kingston WrestleMania match. And what did you think about the outcome? Was you surprised at all, or?
No, man. Last night's show was almost too easy to predict what was going to happen. And a lot of times that happens when we're getting this close to WrestleMania.
Yeah, during the build, brother, absolutely. It's kind of like part of the it's just part of the wrestling business. You understand that's right now they're building, and some of the stuff's kind of predictable because it's the biggest matches possible, and that's what we're heading for. So it's kind of predictable in some aspects.
Yeah, it's an easy time of the year to kind of see where they're going with a lot of this stuff.
And so we had a couple more matches before we hop out for the day. Just a couple more to review. The kind of an interesting match I thought was the Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair match, only because what was it, me, or was the crowd just not as into this as I thought they would be? That's what was interesting to me.
Yeah, that crowd in Cleveland, they was lively all night. It seemed like by the time they got to that match, the air in the room was a little deflated.
Is it because they had to follow I understand Becky's pretty much the hottest wrestler on the entire roster right now, but was it because they had to follow the Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens match? Was everybody kind of emotionally spent for a few moments after that one, or?
It kind of feels like that, man. It didn't have that special reaction from the crowd.
No, it didn't, but and maybe it was because we both had discussed this before the show, but we had kind of seen what was coming with Ronda coming down to interrupt the match and making sure that three-way does happen at WrestleMania, and maybe it was just kind of telegraphed, and the entire audience kind of seen it coming as well.
Yeah, I definitely. I figured she was going to get in there and do some physical stuff, but I was kind of surprised she didn't attack anybody. But I seen it coming, man. I was thinking, they're going to do this three-way at WrestleMania, and they can't have anybody looking weak, weeks out. We're weeks out from WrestleMania, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So they play the angle well, but we just kind of seeing it coming, and I guess that's just part of like being a wrestling fan. Every once in a while, something's telegraphed, and that's just the way it works. But I still think it's going to be a beautiful match at WrestleMania. I think by then they'll have Becky off the crutch and up and rolling. I'm hoping at least because it seems to me like the crutch angle is getting stale really quick with the crowd, and I was enjoying it just a couple weeks ago, but I am kind of ready to see her healed up and out there kicking ass again.
Yeah, they need to do away with this crutch. We need to see her at 100%. I believe if she really needed that crutch, she wouldn't be in that ring. So let's go ahead and get her going.
Yeah, well said, brother. And the final match of the night was the Shield reunited, brother, and they took on Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. And in a match that was really a little more back and forth than I thought it would be. It was actually a phenomenal match, and I just thought the Shield might kind of squash them a little more than they did, but it was a phenomenal match, and the Shield went on to win. And as usual, anytime it seems like Roman gets ready to do that Superman punch, like he never gets to land it clean the first time. It's like he loads up for 5 minutes for it, and then the first time it's always interrupted. And I'm always like, you waited too long, Roman. It's like, why did you wait so long?
It's amazing to see him back in there, man. You talking about a blessing there that he beat what he did there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good to see the Shield go over, and even WWE, even the commentators are still playing up this is the Shield's final reunion match. And like I said, I'll believe it when I see it, brother. I'm pretty sure Ambrose is staying. Even if the Shield isn't staying together, Ambrose is staying with WWE. That's just my guess on that, man.
Yeah. I'm kind of. I go from thinking he's gone to they're working this good, man. They're kind of using this AEW to their advantage already, and they even had their first television show.
That's right, brother. That's their job, brother, keeping us guessing. Like what? Do you ever watch Hustle and Flow? Like you got to keep the tricks guessing, man. So that's the way it works.
Yeah,
that's the way it works, man. And so before we hop off for today, do you want to go ahead and thank your friends for coming on yesterday and maybe explain a few things that happened?
Carlito. We want to thank Jerry Negron, Mr. Negron. He come on there out of Connecticut. Good guy, a lot of knowledge. We want to have him back on the show again. When you listen to him on there, we had a little trouble hearing him. I don't know if that was on our end or his end, but we'll get it figured out. And Mr. Emmanuel from down there in North Carolina, he come on, and luckily his went over pretty good. We could hear him nice and clear, and kudos to both gentlemen for coming on our show.
Absolutely. We appreciate it, guys. Thanks for coming on. Sorry we had a little technical difficulties. We're going to work that out and have some more. These fans we know are just the wealth of knowledge, and we just enjoy hearing their points of views and our points of views. We're all just fans in the end, just getting together, speculating and having fun, talking about the one thing we love more than anything in the world, brother. So having a good time doing this with you guys. And I guess having said that, we're going to hop out for today. Clyde, do you want to go ahead and put a bow on today's episode?
Yeah, thanks everybody for listening. Let us know if you like it. If you don't, drop us with that splash, the King Kong Bundy splash for the 5 count, and we're going to upload this and share it on some of our Facebook affiliate pages, All Elite Wrestling in all capitals, all iHeart Pro Wrestling, Kofi Kingston Club, Bliss Army, Becky Lynch Mob, WWF LJ and Maniacs, Carlitos Caribbean Cabana, and I think that's about it, brother.
Well, thanks for having the list ready, brother, for the end of the show. If there's one thing you're ready with every day, it's that list, and you can't find that anywhere else. I truly appreciate it, Clyde. For you having that ready, you just made my list, so thank you very much. And folks, if you like us out there, put us over, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. That's the way we roll right here on this podcast. And having said that, I guess we're going to hop out for today, brother. You ready?
Yeah, let's roll, baby. That's right.
That's right. We'll see y'all maybe tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. You never know, though, with us. We're wild, man.
Skibbity-bee-bop.